Hey guys, I just wanted to show kind of the process I went through as I was getting hacked earlier today, or at least my server was kind of getting used unintentionally. I'm not a system admin as my job. I just do this for fun. I believe I have some skills in it, but I'm not that great at it. But feel free to ask me questions if you have anything you need to ask. So let me just show you kind of what happened. So I'm at my house, not my sister's house. My sister's house has a PfSense box as a router, and I set up a bunch of different servers on it. There's a Mumble server on there, and it's kind of started with me just using some just using some websites that were hosted on it, and they seemed kind of slow. And then later on, my cousin complained and said they were slow as well. And or he said that the Mumble server, he plays video games a lot, and we have a Mumble server on there for like voice chat. And he said that the ping was pretty high. So then I pinged it, and I was noticing like 100 to 200 ping. And my sister's house is only a couple of blocks away, so it's in the same even subnet. So it's all through Comcast, so it should be fairly fast, like 20 milliseconds at most. So that was weird. So I went in, I ran top. I SSH'd in, I ran top. I noticed that Squid was taking 100% of the CPU usage. And here's an example. You can see Squid is using 100, but it's of 20% of the actual CPU. This was 100, and this was 100. So it was using an entire core. And the thing is, the PfSense box is a Pentium 4, so it only has one core, and but it has 2 threads, so it was using an entire thread. That was weird. So what I did was I don't know where I found this. Is on here somewhere. Somewhere on here I was able to find that the amount of users using my Squid proxy. Oh, okay. So I set up a Squid proxy earlier this week, so my girlfriend, who's in Japan right now, could call people. So basically, she connects to the proxy, and the add-on I'm using is Proxy Switchy on her Chrome browser. So she goes through a proxy, and then she can go to Google Voice and call people in the U.S. for free. And normally she wouldn't be able to do long distance, like her cell phone doesn't work there or anything. So it's kind of cool. She can call from Japan, call me or call her family or something. So I set up the proxy. I didn't put a password, which was retarded, and I put it on a standard port, 31228. That's the standard proxy port, right? Especially for Squid. So I had the proxy set up, which I was already using, but now I opened it up to the world, which was a stupid idea too. So I opened it to the world, and I didn't put a password, and didn't restrict the IPs or anything because she's on a dynamic IP there. So I didn't want to have to restrict that, so I just opened it up to any IP. So anyway, couple mistakes there. Then I noticed, so that's been like that for almost a week now. Then I noticed it was slow. I went in and ran tops, noticed Squid was high, stopped Squid, noticed the ping went back down to 20 milliseconds like it should be. So everything was working good. And then here's some cool stuff I noticed. So I have my RRD graphs, and that's for CPU, but let's go to traffic. Look at this traffic. This is the standard traffic. This is probably from downloading movies and stuff, right? Just up, then bam, all of a sudden you have this, and it's mirrored. So it's mirrored, so you can tell, like this is downloads, these are uploads. It's mirrored, so you can tell that this is proxy usage, because everything in the proxy needs to come through the firewall, then back out. So this kind of pissed me off, because it's like, okay, so someone's using my proxy continuously. And this says Monday here, so it's the end of Monday. So since like middle of Monday, I think, since the beginning of Monday, so for an entire 24 hours, someone's used my proxy and pretty much maxed out the connection at my sister's house. That kind of pissed me off. I went into the system logs, and you'll notice they're still doing it. It's pissed me off, but you go in the firewall. You notice, look at all these connections that are getting blocked now because I blocked that. That port was NATed earlier. I took that NAT off, so that also automatically takes the firewall off, puts the firewall back on that port. Because normally in PfSense, when you NAT a port to something, it opens the firewall, obviously, because you need that open. Now it But by standard, if you don't have the port natted, it'll keep the port closed and it'll block everything. Look at all these connections to my 3128 port. So all of these things are using it. So what I suspect is some script kiddie out there found that I had an open proxy server. They posted the IP address, and then just, I don't know, people are going gangbusters on it and started using the proxy. I don't know who. It's got to be an automated thing because it was so much usage. So maybe people are using it for downloading, or I don't know, child pornography or something that they want to hide and make it look like it was at my sister's house, or they were using it just to download stuff. I have no idea why they do that. If they're in another country, that makes sense as well, which I might actually see if I can figure out. So anyway, you can see that constantly, this is all within 1 second. This is within 3 seconds. There's like 50 things here, or 100. So there's about 30 per second requests. So, and they're all getting blocked now, thankfully, because I unnatted that port. Okay, now if you go into the system logs, and then if I just search SSH, look at this. I noticed this. As soon as I turned that thing off, I got all these things trying to log into my SSH. So that pissed me off. Look at these failed password attempts. So here's the IP address in case you know this guy, 182.72.127.138. Failed password for root. So first they tried to log in all these things for root. Then they tried to log in as cron. I don't even have a cron user, I don't think. Or he's not open on SSH. They tried FTP user. Yeah. So they just tried a bunch. And then they eventually got locked out. So let me just show you what I did to remediate the situation. Immediately I unnatted the port, which also blocked the firewall. Then once I saw these in the logs, I went to rules. And I just added a rule to block that IP that was doing that. That's not gonna, because he could just proxy in through someone else. So that's, if he has 2 IPs, you know, he could tether to his phone and have a different IP already, WAN IP. So that doesn't do much. It just blocks him for now. Then what I did was I went to my squid, so proxy server, and I turned off the transparent proxy. I might have to turn this back on later when my girlfriend is in Japan. It's only because what I need to do is some type of access control. So what's nice about that is I could have people in the house automatically use it without knowing. It's completely transparent, and then that way we're saving some bandwidth. But what's more important right now is that my girlfriend can call America. So what I did was I made it authorized settings. I changed this from none to local. So this means that now, what's it called? This means that you have to have a local user in order to use the squid proxy. Then I, what's it called? Added a user, added a password, allowed IPs. I allowed all IPs. There might be a better way to do that, but yeah. I allowed all IPs to use the proxy, and started back up. Also, I natted it to a different port, so that should stop the script kiddies from getting to it as easily, though that doesn't actually stop it once again. So now you can see I can use the proxy over on my laptop. I was testing it. Had Windows over there using the proxy. This is at my sister's house. The proxy is connected. It shows at my sister's IP, so everything works as it should. Except when I first connect to the proxy, it does ask for username and password. So, which is good because now if they find that port, they start using it, they'll get blocked. So anyway, I just wanted to show what it looks like to be hacked. I guess they didn't actually hack my password, but they did find an open service, so it was completely my fault. So yeah, I hope you guys learn from this and kind of see what possibilities of what you could do. I'm not an expert at this, but those were the tools that I used to figure out what happened, kind of remediate the situation. So yeah, I hope this was interesting. You learned something. See you guys. Bye.